Welcome! Istria is often called the Queen of Gastronomy. And to explore how much of that is true, we visited some top restaurants of the region. We explored beautiful places near the Lim Channel, Funtana, Poreč and Vrsar. Stay with us and find out more. Funtana is a former fishing village, which has not abandoned its fishing tradition. It counts less than 1,000 inhabitants, but regularly receives up to 10,000 guests, who can enjoy high-quality accommodation in hotels, resorts, camps and in private accommodation. The name of this place comes from the word fons, which in the Latin language signifies springs. Funtana, which had emerged in the distant history, is today the only place with 2 springs located directly by the sea. If we were to observe this area from a sailor's point of view, Funtana's position is extremely good. The place is located in the most indented part of the western coast of Istria, and it is surrounded by islets with numerous secluded bays, beaches, clear, clean sea in the coastal area, as well as some severe depths just a little further away. Such a place was created as a dock, so in 2003, a modern marina with 200 berths was built and equipped with all the services sailors might need. Funtana Castle is a protected cultural monument. Count Bernardo Borisi had it built on the hillside, 4 miles from Poreč, 2 from Vrsar, in 1610. Castle is the first building in Funtana around which the whole place actually developed. Funtana is named after the springs of living water, located along the coast, right next to the sea and on the sea surface, with fresh drinking water welling up. The springs have until recently been used by the inhabitants of Poreč and Istria since they never run dry. A horse carriage was the means by which the water was carried. These springs used to bring water to a spacious and lavish Roman villa on top of Zorna Cape in the Zelena Laguna. The springs were built by a water supply system that was partially buried as a tunnel in the soil, and which is partly visible today. Funtana Riviera is very special for its diversity. Pebble beaches, sandy and rocky beaches, small or large, kept or wild beaches. You can really choose what you like here. You can choose a beach with showers, deck chairs and sports facilities, or one of the seaside coves, where you can enjoy the magic of nature and the clean sea in peace and quiet. Blue flags fly on most of our beaches. This prestigious award represents an international symbol of quality for the preservation of the environment, the orderliness and purity of the sea and the beach, and the high quality of services. Dino Park Funtana is a great tourist attraction that offers a unique and educational view of the prehistoric times when the Earth was inhabited by dinosaurs. You can see handmade replicas of dinosaurs coming from all parts of the world. They are made so to be able to move limbs, heads, tails, and make sounds so realistic that they cause awe, as they did when they walked the Earth. The town of Poreč is over 2,000 years old and is rightly considered one of the leading cities of Croatian tourism. Its long tourist tradition began a long time ago in the 19th century, when the gentlemen from rich European families would vacation in this area. In the 2nd century BC, along this natural harbour, there was a Roman settlement built here and developed into a military fort of municipal traits. A straight geometric raster of streets, with a frame consisting of Card Maximus, the Cumanus and the Central Forum, have been preserved to this day. The status of the town Poreč as a municipality was received before Caesar's reign, and in the first half of the 1st century it became Colonia Julia Parentium. At the crossroads of Decumanus and Marafor Square, there is a beautiful 13th century Romanesque house. In 14th and 15th century, Poreč was a town of traders and craftsmen, and some of the most beautiful buildings date from that time. The pentagonal tower is located at the end of the central street, at the entrance to the old town core. A little further off Decumanus Street, there is a Gothic palace. Particularly interesting are the remains of Neptune's temple, which is considered to be one of the largest ancient temples in Istria. Only fragments of the wall and foundations have been preserved. In the 6th century, Poreč was under the Byzantine ruling, with the bishop Euphrasia presiding. He was the very person credited for the most famous and most valuable landmark in Poreč, Eufrasiana. Euphrasia thoroughly restored the existing cathedral structure, which consisted of at least 2 cathedrals. The interior of the bigger church was refurbished and adorned with mosaics. There was an addition of a new atrium. Also, a new diocesan building and a memorial chapel were built. At nearly every step, you will find nice little delicatessen shops and restaurants, where you can taste and buy top-quality Istrian prosciutto, cheese, wine, olive oil and some real Istrian specialties, products with truffles. In Poreč, you can enjoy a number of beautiful restaurants of the highest quality. Yachtsmen will particularly be interested in the beachfront restaurants, in front of which they can tie off their yachts and enjoy the ultimate gastronomic experience. What's interesting is that the owners of the yachts come to dinner at this restaurant, but they prefer to be served on their beautiful vessels. This has indeed given us a glimpse of the height of the quality being produced over here, and it really comes as no surprise that this restaurant is recommended in the most prestigious Michelin guide. For the appetizer, we tried an interesting combination of sea bass panna cotta with Cornell jam, with a few shavings of Parmesan cheese, figs and strawberries. For the main dish, we indulged in a sea bass fillet with shrimp and vegetables, which looks spectacular and the taste is even better. The dessert was really the highlight of the day. Chocolate mousse with truffle ice cream. Impressive and exceptionally delicious. It would be best to wait for this sudden summer rain to pass. But fortunately, we are in the best possible place to sit and wait. The ACI Marina Opatija is situated in a small village, Ep10, a few kilometers away from the town of Opatija. Protected from the strong wind Bora by the tallest Istrian mountain Učka, not far from the first marine spa on the Adriatic and the cradle of elite tourism in this area since the Austro-Hungarian monarchy. The best harbour in the northern Adriatic for yachts of up to 40 meters, proudly records its maritime tradition up to 30 centuries back. In the 9th century BC, this area was inhabited by the descendants of Liburnia. They were top builders of fast ships. These ships, made of wooden boards and stitched ropes, sailed to North Africa and Asia Minor.
Razumi me dobro, potribna si meni, jer srce je moje ostalo u tebi.
As Opatija enjoyed a great reputation among foreign princes and nobility, the ACI Marina in Ep10 has serious admirers among sailors and sailing aficionados around the Adriatic.
A ča druga mogu
The ACI Marina Ičići is well enough equipped to be a proud bearer of the blue flag. The marina is only a few hours' drive away from international airports in Zagreb, Trieste or Ljubljana, while those who fly to Pula or Rijeka are even closer. The marina has 281 berths at sea and 35 dry berths for yachts on the mainland. The marina has all the necessary amenities needed to ensure perfect comfort and service. There's also an excellent restaurant offering top specialties of Primorje. The mild climate of Opatija, with hardly ever any cold wind, Bura, along with good traffic connections. Those who don't like to fly can take the road and get to Ičići in a few hours from Vienna, Milan or Budapest, has made the ACI Marina Opatija ideal for short winter excursions, as well as for the beginning or end of cruising the Adriatic any time of year. Planning the route is never too late. It is a pleasure to do it in the marina itself, which offers a fantastic view of Krk and Cres, the two largest Croatian islands. The old town of Vrsar is situated at the top of a 54-meter-high hill. It stretches along the slopes and descends down to the sea. The eastern, or the main gate of the medieval town of Vrsar, is located next to the church of Saint Foška. Over the centuries, it was the main entrance to a fortified town, which was only extended outside the old walls in the 19th century. In the past, inside the space of the former city walls, narrow, curved streets and small, intimate squares were created. Interesting examples of residential architecture with elements of various historical styles are preserved within the narrow streets. From the city gate towards the top of Vrsar, there is the street Gradska Vrata, or the City Gate Street, with several old houses. In the square, there is the main parish church of St. Martin. A monumental and half-ruined palace that once used to be the summer residency of the Poreč bishops stands along the parish church. The palace was fortified, and therefore it is mentioned in the documents under the name Castrum. One of the most prominent things about Vrsar is its connection with Giacomo Casanova, who travelled here twice. From the observation deck, it offers a beautiful view of the nearby islets and coves, which should best be explored by sea. In recent times, Vrsar has expanded to the coast and is now the main part of most of the tourist life. Numerous restaurants, cafes and other facilities are located along the entire coastline, busy with tourists. Vrsar has many beautiful beaches, and their beauty is a reflection of the appeal of a coastal landscape, alternating patches of rocks, small stones and shrubs. Close to Vrsar, there is one of the world's cultural and tourist attractions, Dušan Jamonja Sculpture Park. On the hills close to the sea, over 10 hectares of meadows, there is an artist studio, a workshop and a sculpture park. The statues of Dušan Jamonja, with their unusual structure, crafted with nails and chains, universal shapes, oriental exotics, and above all, with author's originality, seized the attention of world art critique at the Venice Biennale of the 1960s. His works are at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, Tate Gallery in London, Museums of Modern Art in Paris, Sao Paulo, Antwerp, and other cities in the world and in Croatia. Yachtsmen will find a safe berth in the marina and the possibility of basic food supplies. For real food lovers, there's a real treat hidden in the restaurant at the marina. Vrsar is located near the Lim Channel, which is famous for the best seashells. For this very reason, we decided to try different types of shells prepared in the traditional way. There's also an indispensable carpaccio of raw fish and delicious black pasta with shrimp. The top quality fish, Peter's fish and monkfish are unique, top-class offer. This fish is really something special and different. Just perfect. The dessert is also exceptional and very tasty. We are staying on a bit longer to enjoy the delicious dessert, until our next episode and the continuation of our Istrian adventure. Sail ho!